Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're going to be watching this video. Today is Wednesday, February 16th of 2022. It is clear skies here in Stanford where I live, and the temperature right now is 55 degrees, and we're supposed to see as high as 64 today. We do have forecast for rain of overnight, so we'll see how it goes. As last week, I ran on Wednesday and I made barely broke over 100. So this week, I decided I'm not going to work on Wednesday. If I don't make my set goal, I'll go out on Saturday and have a Sunday off as well. So those are kind of my updates. I will try to have Wednesdays and Sundays off and work the other days. Yesterday, I could have did better. Unfortunately, I guess I would say I slacked off. So let's put it this way. So, topic of the day. And what is the topic? Let me refresh my screen. By the way, I slept like a baby till 9:30 in the morning, so that's why I'm kind of running a late video stream today. Do apologize for that. But I guess I was really tired. So, will restaurants welcome a new app? Pros and cons. It's actually an extension of a Saturday night video stream that I had, an extension of Monday. I'm breaking this down into multiple steps. So first we covered the customers on Monday. I didn't have a video yesterday because I started really early, and my goal actually tomorrow as well is to try to be in Lexington by 7:30 if I achieve that. So, so the second step is, as we all know, is going to be restaurants. Restaurants is actually a big topic because there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of things happening. But most of all, that everybody has a question: will restaurants welcome a new app? And the biggest of it all that I was surprised when I started talking about with restaurants is no, we don't want a new app. We do not want another app. We got screwed over. We're taking advantage of, and I started, kind of digging in deep. What do they mean by being screwed over? We're taking advantage of. And turns around, there was a flyby companies that opened up, and they would actually pay restaurants end of the month or on what do they call it, 30 net 30, I guess that's what they call it. So they would actually pay right after the closer of the month, and then they just poof disappeared, and restaurants never received the check. And that actually the major problem, that why restaurants now will only trust like DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, because they're huge national companies, and it's going to be hard to actually make that happen because if these companies do poof and disappear, their assets will be taken into bankruptcy, will be sold, and those restaurants will be compensated. In reality, the compensation might be as little as 3, 5, 10, 15 pennies. So, end of the day, restaurants not going to get any different treatment than with those companies that just went poof overnight. But I have spoken in more in detail, and since our app will be run on Stripe, which means if you guys do know how Stripe works and how you can set Stripe up, immediately as a transaction go through, you can actually have all the money distributed across multiple accounts. So let's say, give example, let's say we have a $20 transaction, and let's say 15 of that dollar goes to restaurant. It will automatically go into restaurant's Stripe account, while all the funds will be held until the clear date, whatever that clear date might be. So $15 will go to the Stripe. Let's say $1 will go to the company, and let's say $4 will go to a driver. So instantly, all those money will be distributed into everybody's account. They'll still be hold, but as soon as they clear, those money will be, if person choose to, will automatically will deposit into bank account, or they can hold those money in the Stripe account, in their Stripe account, and choose to manually deposit those money into their bank account. So those are kind of set up. So when I said, we can be running through Stripe, your money will be hitting your Stripe account. The At the time of transaction, they say, you know what? Yeah, then let's sit down and talk. So I have, spoken and I kind of, dig deep. I kind of, ask questions. Would restaurants be willing, if we charge, let's say 5, 7, 8% of restaurant a fee, would restaurant be considering another app? And the couple restaurant I spoke said yes. There was another question was raised. Will restaurants be willing to customer service? Because those customers will be theirs. So will they be willing to service their customers by, uh, by, if customers has a problem, will they be able to take those phone calls and deal? Majority restaurants said as long as the volume of calls is not huge, they have no problem with that. As long as those calls are not coming in during a hot time and they're not stretching out into outside of the reasonable phone call. Now, I ran into one restaurant and said, no, we like how DoorDash and Uber does it, where they take care of all the problems and they don't get no phone calls unless Uber or DoorDash calls them. And they like to keep it that way. So, I said, okay, if that situation is, and I kind of, at that point, I'm not, kind of thinking to me, I'm not sure if I want a restaurant that's not willing to service their customers. So I'm like, maybe I should not have those kind of customers on the platform. So I said, hey, no problem. We'll charge you 30%. We'll charge you $100 app access fee. And we kind of made up a couple other charges. And I said, no problem. We can customer service your customers, but these are going to be the fee. So the question is, are you guys gaining anything coming with us than actually staying where you guys at, other than getting a in a store app, as well as getting having a full control of the menu? So kind of pushed it away, said didn't want to say not interested, but kind of let them know that there might not be much of a difference. So as we're breaking down, a lot of customers have don't mind customer servicing their clients as long as it's in a reasonable time frame. Now, restaurants love the idea. Actually, one restaurant, as we spoke, the wife said to her husband, "Finally, we can replace because they're running three servers up front, as well as I don't know how many cooks in the back." And she says, "Finally, we can have your father retire since the kiosk app can actually take orders from the customers, and two of you guys can just handle the front end." So there's that kind of an approach. How people sometimes respond to that kiosk type app that's going to be available on a platform. What else? Customers do like that they'll have full control. They'll be able to control the item, disable the items that not available at a time. They'll be able to talk freely with the customers, adjust, have a customer reorder if there needs to be a major adjustments or whatever. So they kind of really like. They also like the idea that if they get enough of business, they'll be able to run their own drivers. Like an example, they can put their servers on as the drivers, and if a good order comes in and they're not busy and one of the servers can run, they'll assign that deliver to their server, and server will actually go out and deliver and get paid. So the flexibility that we're going to be offering to restaurants, they enjoyed it. They loved it. They loved the idea. They loved the getting paid right away. No hold, none of that stuff. No, I'm sorry. There will be holds based on Stripe, how Stripe will decide, but there will be no, in-house holds where we're gonna hold the funds before we release it to them. So a lot of that things they really liked it and enjoyed it. They also liked the idea that drivers will be paid more, and some of the restaurants we spoke with said, you know what, maybe down the road as we like you guys' services, maybe we'll sit down and talk about maybe adjusting fees a little so we can compensate drivers even more. So that was also an interesting approach, as some people restaurants actually offer that. So very positive response to restaurants as soon as they find out that they're getting paid up front. They're not their payment is not going to be held. So that was kind of very interesting approach. I didn't realize how restaurants been taken advantage of already outside of DoorDash and Grubhub. Now, marketing side. That topic when I started addressing with restaurants. Uh, when I started addressing in the beginning, they were kind of we're not willing to, but as we proceeded in conversation, so we're still advertising ourselves, we'll still advertising our business. So yeah, we will look into marketing concept and ideas to make those. So on the marketing side, we're still not sure how we're going to be approaching this because we're going to be charging restaurants at minimum. Just run the app and make sure all the fees in the app are covered, and be able to raise some funds to continue upgrading the app and so on. So that was another topic that um, we'll see how we adjust. So very positive to the menu, very positive to the kiosk app, very positive towards how they're going to be receiving the funds. So kind of overall was those restaurants that I spoke with was very kind of um, when are you starting? And I'm like, we're still working things out. We're still, adjust, making some adjustments to the plan as we move forward. So I'll let you guys know when we do lunch. And so some of these restaurants kind of like, when, where, when can we get on this and all that stuff. So that's the restaurant side. Um, as I cover the customer side, customers will follow as long as you provide uh, what they need, what they want, the convenience, the flexibility, and the right pricing. Customers will follow. Restaurants, when they understand that you're not there to actually go after them, to take advantage of them, to scam them, to tap into their profit. Another part is restaurants love the idea that they can actually compete within each other within a platform by creating their own promotions, their own coupons, and so on. That was another kind of positive, like this, because with DoorDash they're very limited with a lot of those things, so they really enjoy that part as well. Hey, Noof, how's it going? So very positive responses on these various different topics as we discuss with customers. So I will cover to the rest of the week the third part, and the third part will be the drivers. In the drivers topic, it will be a lot of questions. Can we actually succeed? Can we get enough of drivers that understand the business, that understand being self-employed and not considering the self-employee by taking responsibility as self-employed for that food that they pick up and drop off, by having proper equipment and tools. So those are the topics will be covered in the next video. So guys, if you guys have any questions or maybe I missed something, let's get those questions answered in Hey, take care. So let's get those questions answered in the comment section below the video, and go out, be successful, be blessed, and I'm hopefully with the next week or two we'll get to a point where either we're going forward, or for whatever reason we're pulling back. So be blessed and go out and make those money. Take care.